All right. A couple of days ago, I put up the video about the basis nature of all women. Um, let me say this. Uh, I know that this is not in books. I know it's information that you have heard before. I know you haven't heard this before. So I know to some degree it's a little controversial. It may be different from the things that you've heard. But let me make something clear to most of you. The reason why I'm doing this is to help people who've been in my position as an XJW, disconnected from family and disconnected out here, understand how they can win with some things that I've been blessed to understand that have helped me a lot along the way. Um, if you try to enlighten a room full of people, that'll never work. You might get one, three, or four that actually get the point, and the rest are going to be aversive to what you're talking about. Well, let me say this. I'm not trying to rewire your Western brain. I know some of you are very cool with the basic information from media and social media, and you're cool with that, even though it doesn't work. It's never worked for you. It never has, and it never will. I know that you're cool with that because if you were ever going to learn anything from, if you were ever going to learn anything else from anybody else, well, it dang sure wouldn't be a guy in a baseball cap, right? Oh, I'm fine with your Western brain. I'm not trying to rewire the world. All right. I'm talking to people who've been in my similar situation to avoid feeling like there's no hope and there's nothing else you can do. Right. And get into a suicidal place. That's what I don't want. I relate to that. I understand it. So that's why I'm saying the things that I'm saying, for them to have further understanding in order to win. So I said that the basis nature of all men was ego and insecurity. I said it because it is. I said the basis nature of all women is a perpetual state of dissatisfaction. The problem with that statement is when you say that, women don't know that. So naturally, they're going to disagree with that. Well, I disagree with that. You're going to disagree with anything that makes you feel accountable or has anything to do with relationships. I'm not talking about relationships. All right? A woman is a perpetual state of dissatisfaction whether she's in a relationship or not. Oh, look at it this way. How could a single woman with no relationship be a perpetual state of dissatisfaction? Well, it doesn't matter what she's doing. Let's say that she has a career and she's been in her career field for 5 to 7 years. Well, all of a sudden one day she's going to say, well, I want to try something else. I want to do something else. Maybe I'm thinking about going into real estate and yada, yada, yada. That's that perpetual state of dissatisfaction. Let's say she has beautiful flowing hair. She always looked really good. And one day she chops it off and comes home looking like a young Hillary Clinton or Halle Berry circa 1991. I want you to know why. All right. It's not a condition that they are in relationships. It's the way they are, period. So when you take on a relationship, I'm saying this because if we understand, then we stop taking everything so seriously. Men are not ego and insecurity in relationships. We are ego and insecurity, period. Women are not a perpetual state of dissatisfaction in relationships. They're perpetually dissatisfied, period. If you understand this, and you have to understand why I'm saying it. Because if we learn to see people the way that God does and stop thinking of everything as a negative, but more as just a condition to be understood, not as a negative, all right? Don't you love your perpetual state of dissatisfaction? As a man, your woman is perpetually dissatisfied. It's part of the why your role is to provide and protect and lead and yada, 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 all right? That's why that's part of your role. It's because her nature requires that, all right? And if we understand it, then we'll stop being so judgmental about hearing anything new. All right? This is not a judgment against women. We love women. We're always going to love women. We love your perpetual state of dissatisfaction. It's fine. The only time it's not fine is when I can't meet the requirements. Then it's not fine. All right? You should love our ego and our insecurity. It's what makes us lovable. If we were perfect, we couldn't be lovable. If they were just satisfied, they couldn't be lovable, and there would be nothing else to work towards. There'd be nothing else to gain or to attain while being with them, right? So we get to these monotone relationships that flatline after a few years. And they flatline after a few years because there is no growth. And wherever there's no growth, you can't stay together and you can't stay connected, right? So look at it this way. If we understand the basis nature of men and we understand the basis nature of women, It'll help you in relationships. It'll keep you from taking everything they do and say so seriously. It'll help women to be more cautious about themselves and about biting into every single thing that they feel. It'll also help men to understand that women are going to feel this way anyway. So we do as much as we can to try to curtail this perpetual state of dissatisfaction. That's what it's for. You don't use it to judge another person. No amount of enlightenment should make you arrive at a place of judgment. Enlightenment should make you arrive at a place of understanding, and understanding should make you arrive at a place of love. So if you can't learn anything and you can't hear anything and you can't take on anything new and you can't grow in any way, you're incapable of love. And that's why you're by yourself. You don't have to stay by yourself. But in order you could get with somebody else just because you're attracted, but once you get with somebody else, they are now a responsibility. And how can you be responsible for something you don't understand, right? Well, this is why I'm saying this. And this is just the male-female side of it. Men also have to be careful with other men because we are ego and insecurity. So you have to be careful of how you talk to men at work. You have to be careful about your employer. Just like one of the laws in the 48 laws of power, the first law is don't outshine the master. What does that mean? Well, that is not a statement about ego. That's a statement about insecurity. Don't do such a good job that you're doing a better job than the person who brought you in, than your employer. If you make your employer seem like he's less than you, that's not going to look favorable on your part. It's ego and insecurity. So we're learning how to maneuver amongst men and women, right? If we're not going to learn anything, and you're not going to get any new skills or new attributes, and you're going to keep working on these old programs and old ways of doing things that never worked, what makes you think it's going to work this time? So I need you to understand why I'm saying the things that I'm saying, all right? It's all coming from a place of love, and understand it. It's not coming from a place of judgment. I am ego and insecurity. I'm no different than any other man. All women are a perpetual state of dissatisfaction. That is not an insult. That is a statement of being. That's all women, right? If we understand that, then we have a responsibility to try to cater to as much of it as we can without breaking the bank or becoming disconnected or losing your standing with God. Other than that, we try to cater to it as much as we can. If you understand that all men are ego and insecurity, you need to stroke the ego, make sure his ego is intact. Don't heighten that insecurity. It's not good. It's not a good look for you. It's not a good look for him, and nobody wins in the end. And in the end, we all want to win. Well, I need you to understand not only what I'm saying, but why I'm saying it. Because this world is not giving us information on how to deal with each other. We live in a separatist society that all of the messages that come through the television, the social media, videos, blah, 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 is self. Me. What I think, what I feel, what I want. Me. You even go to church, they got their vision board up there. I want a house, and I want a husband, and I want a, you ain't getting one. If you don't understand the basis nature of what you're getting into, what makes you think you're going to be good at it? I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be insulting, but come on now, the emails are getting crazy, man. But I expect when I say anything about women, in the society that we live in Western society, women are going to have some kind of aversion to whatever I'm saying because they feel like it's some kind of slight against them. And if I say all men is ego and insecurity, all women stand up and clap. Yes, preach. I say all women are a perpetual state of dissatisfaction. I don't agree with that. I know you don't agree. I wasn't talking to you anyway. All right? I'm talking for a deeper purpose than to make you feel good. Trying to give you a blueprint on human beings so you can better learn how to navigate some of this pain and how to understand how to do what you want to do and how to pull it off. You get it? Got it? Good.